Let's press on where we left off, and that is the issue of time management. I want to point out to you guys the two areas that get in the way of our time management more than anything, and these are very bad habits. Somehow in corporate America, we have learned these very two bad habits that if we don't identify them and if we don't recognize them for how entrenched these habits are, we're going to get caught up in them, and it's going to be very difficult. That's what we're going to talk about. Most of us are already stuck in these habits. Let me put them back on the screen, and here they are. The first habit is that of hump day, and the second habit is that of the rat race. Hump day happens once a week, and the rat race happens once a week. And what kills our efficiency, what kills our time management is an addiction to hump day and a addiction to rat race. So let's define them.
Just making it through half the week so that the rest of the week is you can relax and not do as much. Put all your effort on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday so you don't have to try Thursday, Friday.
Let's take a look at this video here of a conversation that I had with this gentleman. Have you ever heard of hump day?
Wednesday.
What does that mean?
It's the middle of the week.
All right, so but what does that mean?
Just middle of the week.
Right.
Go start down here on Monday. Middle of the week is the hump, and then downhill after that.
So what does everybody start? What happens to everybody's head when hump day happens?
Almost the weekend.
That's right.
So what is Thursday? Is Thursday as productive as Tuesday?
Probably not.
What about Friday?
No, definitely not.
I see. That's what we're talking about.
There it is.
There it is. Paid guy or not?
No.
No.
Just a guy on the street.
Okay, just a guy on the street.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so hundreds and thousands and millions of people. Okay, hump day is a problem.
Yeah.
And how does it affect time management?
Oh, it's the whole rat race machine.
I was talking about hump day, and he brought up the rat race. And he said, yeah, hump day, you're trying to get things done when the person you're trying to talk to, they're already checked out. Thursdays as productive as Wednesdays. And now the whole thing is, hey, let's get rid of working on Fridays because we're really only working Thursdays till Thursdays anyway. And let's just try to fit everything into 10 hours. And I'm sitting there going, man, we're just building one catastrophe on top of another catastrophe. And so we have 40 hours that we can use, but when hump day happens, all of us, I enjoy it. I have fun with it all the time, and it does feel good. I love the feeling of hump day. I love the thought that the weekend's about to get here. I love Fridays because it does feel like we're ramping off. No, hey, I'm with you. I enjoy it just as much as everyone else. But then ask me the next question. Do I then disconnect from my work during those hours and not try to use those hours for productivity's sake? And the answer is no, I don't. As a matter of fact, I use those hours when everyone's disconnecting as a way to get organized and make sure we all go into the weekend organized so that Monday we don't get to the office and run around to get organized. And that's the rat race. I do the homework with this. And then I move into organizing my videos for an hour and a half. Then I sit down and plan. I'll do perhaps an interview by noon. Then at noon, I usually have a sit down or a get together or a team meeting, which I do from 12 to 1:30 today. And then I usually at the end of the afternoon, I basically make sure that all my tasks, I move them to next week, organizing. I make sure that I've sent proper emails. I'm making sure that I get my week for next week all organized. Usually around 5:30, I go and meet with my wife and my son. We go do something like for happy hour meeting. We go do something fun. And then we start the weekend. So I do use Fridays as a wind down, but part of my wind down is to get ready for the following week, as opposed to running. And then I hit up my end of the week and it's, I didn't take care of my next week. Because what we normally do is we go into our weekend, we drop everything in a disorganized way. Then by the time Monday morning comes around, all emails hit in, everyone's trying to organize. And that's usually when companies and organizations try to meet, but yet the whole world's falling apart on Mondays. And that's when we're trying to meet, and we're trying to meet for that week. So here's what happens. We meet on Mondays, but yet my team is now working on Monday while I'm meeting with my bosses and my supervisors. And when I come out of that meeting, it's now Monday afternoon, and I'm going to announce to them what's going to be changing this week. So then my teams go, what? And then they all have to adjust what they're doing for that week. And the week's already started. Do y'all see how we regularly just shake up and create chaos and confusion because we're trying to organize the week at the beginning of the week? And everyone is coming into Sunday rushed, and they're looking at all their emails and they're getting organized. They're doing the type of organization that they should be doing back on Friday. But because of hump day, we all disconnected early. We didn't organize. So therefore, that disorganization rolls around into Monday, and we're all rushing to catch up. And no sooner do we catch up, what happens on Tuesday? We're getting back to work, and then all of a sudden, the next day is hump day all over again. And then we start disconnecting, and we don't accomplish the things we want to do. Why? Because we're not working our full 40 hours. We're not using our hours the way we should. And it's no wonder the crystal gets backed up, because we're not using the full 40 hours. Now, I'm going to stop that. Can y'all relate to that cycle? Y'all see the cycle in corporate America? Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, again, I think I've been in such good organizations that I can see how it happens.
I'd like to have a end of the week huddle, just giving my team praise for those issues we got through during the week and trying to prepare them for next week. Because in medical care, anything can happen, and it always does, but just try to set the tone for the week that's coming in, so they don't be, wait, what? So we'll be on that same point, on the same page.
What happens? The top leaders use Mondays to have those meetings. I say, hey, have the meetings. Definitely jump into those meetings. But you've already got yourself organized by Friday. See, if you come to the office not organized for that week because you're waiting for that meeting with your bosses to get organized, it's going to be very obvious you're disorganized. Because one of the things that are asked in those meetings is this one: what you got going this week? And if right there, I'm making it up as I'm going along, it's not going to be as good of a meeting if I say, let me tell you what my week looks like. Most of the companies that I have worked in, y'all, I would say the vast majority of the companies that I've worked with and that I coach, they cannot get out of that rat race on Monday mornings, everybody coming together to meet. It's very difficult to turn that. So what I do is I help each individual supervisor get out of that in their own lives and in their own departments so that they get that organized the week before, the Thursday and Friday before. When they go into those Monday meetings, they are a lot sharper at that table. If let's say there's 6 people in that meeting, and yet that meeting happens on Monday, but I can help this person get organized better on Thursdays and Fridays. This person get more organized Thursdays and Fridays. This person more organized. This person more. All 7 individuals get better organized on Thursdays and Fridays. Then when they come together on Monday, it's probably going to be a better meeting. Do you see the reverse cycle approach? Instead of letting everybody just finish their week disorganized, not doing their weekly huddles, not meeting with their teams, then having to catch all those emails Sunday night, Monday morning, coming to a meeting, everyone you can tell is not organized. And then we're trying to have a leadership meeting with folks who aren't really self-organized. They're using that meeting to get organized.
That's actually pretty similar to what we try to do. So we have our individual rhythm meetings on Friday with coaches, with the team, and then our team meeting on Monday. So to have that twofold continuity coming from the weekend, but also being prepared when we hit the new week. So I love it.
If the individual chain links are more organized on Thursdays and Fridays, then by the time we get the upper leadership and upper management to meet on Monday, it's going to feel a lot more different than if everybody comes in disorganized. So that cycle of not getting wrapped up or not reacting or living according to hump day is important. Don't get disconnected. Use the full 40 hours. Use the back end of the week to get organized. Come into your leadership meetings that you have to go do or that you have to run around on Monday, but you will do a better job if you have gotten more organized on Thursdays and Fridays before. So your homework is this: what all are you doing? And I have a spreadsheet, so I'm going to send you all a spreadsheet, and you'll see one column that says, what all do I do? And then the column to the right of that, which items should be done by somebody else, and just put an X on those. What I want you to do this week, your assignment is to start writing those things down, either either on that spreadsheet or on a sheet of paper, be thinking on, because that's where we can then move in next week into delegation. If I can figure out what I'm doing and then figure out what are those things that I should be delegating to somebody else, that's how we're going to back this thing into time management, so we can then open up our schedule and have our one-on-ones, and then we tackle into what those one-on-ones look like. I hope you guys are seeing the rhyme and the reason to how we're doing this.